Mystic Treasures. Rebecca found herself in a place she had never been to before. She was in a forest. She looked above and saw how big the trees were. She looked below and saw rabbits and squirrels and a fox. Rebecca started to walk through the forest and saw a castle.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Hello.
Who's there?
Hi, my name is Emma. Welcome to Mystic Treasures.
Hi, my name is Rebecca. What is this place?
This is a magical forest where anything can happen.
Is this castle your home, Emma?
Yes, it is. Come on in and I'll show you around.
As Rebecca started to walk to the castle, Emma stopped her.
We don't have to walk, Rebecca. Let's fly.
Emma said as her beautiful fairy wings spread from behind her back. She reached for Rebecca's hand and said,
Hold on tight.
As they flew into the castle. Rebecca held on tight because Emma was flying really fast. After a tour of the magical castle, Emma asked,
Are you hungry, Rebecca?
And they flew into the kitchen. This wasn't like any ordinary kitchen. Things moved around and cooked themselves without anyone's help. Freshly baked cookies came out of the oven, soared across the kitchen, and landed on a plate. The milk floated out of the refrigerator and poured itself into 2 cups. Emma placed her new friends onto a chair and sat down next to her.
This place is so cool. What can we do now?
We can do anything you want to do, or maybe you can help me with something.
Help you with what, Emma?
Here at the forest, we are always finding the most interesting things. We call them treasures. But there is this one treasure that I can't seem to find. Will you help me look for it, Rebecca?
Sure, but first I'll need to draw a map. It will help us to know where we already looked and where we still need to search.
Then come on, let's get started.
Emma took Rebecca by the hand, and the 2 of them flew out the window. Emma looked up at the tree and said,
We need to draw a map.
The tree shook, and a big leaf came off. Then, at the bottom of the tree, a pretty flower twirled up and out of the ground, and landed in Rebecca's hands.
You can write with that,
Emma said. Of course Rebecca should have known that in a magical world, anything could happen. With Emma's help, she began drawing a map of the forest.
Done.
Great. Last time I searched for the treasure was around the outside of my castle, so I know it won't be there.
Okay, then we can check the castle off the map. It's one less place we have to look. Let's search around the rest of the forest and then look by the waterfall.
How about we split up? Rebecca, you look over there and I will look over here.
The 2 girls split up in search of the treasure. While Rebecca was looking all around the trees and the bushes, a fox appeared. It looked like the fox she saw when she first arrived at the forest.
Hello. I don't know if you can help me, but I'm a friend of Emma's, and she's looking for treasure. Do you know where we can find it?
The fox bowed down to Rebecca as if to say hello, and then nodded his head. He didn't know where the treasure was. The fox walked over and tapped his nose on the map Rebecca was holding.
Would you like to help us look for it?
The fox nodded his head and began sniffing around the trees and bushes in search of the treasure. Emma came back over to where Rebecca and the fox were.
I couldn't find anything. Oh, I see you met Franklin the fox. He's good at sniffing things out and will be a great help.
Emma pointed to another fairy that was next to her.
This here is one of my friends named Abby.
Hello, Abby.
Hello, Rebecca. Emma told me all about you and how kind you are for helping her.
Oh, it's no problem at all. It's really fun. I like to hunt for treasure and create different ways to search for it. But we're having no luck. Franklin, have you found anything?
Franklin the fox put his head down as if he was upset he did not find what they were looking for.
It's okay, Franklin. We still have other places to look.
Let's try the waterfall next. If we can't find it here, there's only one more place to look.
As they began walking towards the waterfall, a rabbit appeared.
Hello, Roger the rabbit. Can you help us look for Emma's treasure?
The rabbit scrunched his nose and nodded. He followed them to the waterfall while sniffing between the bushes to find the treasure. At the waterfall, they saw 2 more people, Nora the nymph and Tommy the troll. Hello.
Hello. We heard a lot about you, Rebecca. The whole forest is talking about our new visitor.
We hear you are helping Emma find her treasure. We can help you.
The whole forest is talking about me? That is so cool. But why are they talking about me?
It's not every day we get a visitor from Mystic Treasures. Having you here makes it a special day.
We like having visitors, and you seem like a good friend.
She is a good friend, and the more friends we have looking for the treasure, the faster we will find it.
Rebecca, Emma, Abby, Franklin the fox, Roger the rabbit, Nora the nymph, and Tommy the troll all searched and searched around the waterfall and couldn't find anything.
We have to go to the other side of the forest.
Just then, a bird flew into a nearby tree and began chirping very loudly. Bridget the bird did not like the idea of going to the other side of the forest. Looking up at Bridget in the tree, Rebecca saw something glisten. It was a small bag that was stuck on a branch, and something gold was sticking out of the bag.
Look, up there.
Everyone looked up and saw what they had been searching for. Bridget the bird hopped up a few branches and nudged the bag out of the tree. Emma flew to catch it before it hit the ground.
You found it! You found my treasure, Rebecca. Thank you.
And Emma gave Rebecca a big hug.
You're welcome, Emma.
Let's all go back to the castle so I can put it with the rest of my treasures.
And they all walked, crawled, hopped, or flew towards the castle. Back in Emma's bedroom, a rainbow and a sun lit up the big room. Emma opened the bag and took out all of the treasures that were in it. Inside was a gold star, a keychain of the letter E, and a flower. Everyone sat around looking in amazement at the treasures. Emma gathered her treasures and flew over to an empty wall. She waved her hands and many shelves appeared with a lot of different little things on them. Rebecca looked surprised.
These are all treasures to you?
Of course. Aren't they treasures to you?
No, these are ordinary things I have in my world.
Really? That's cool. Everything is magic in our world, so we don't have a lot of ordinary things.
I love this magical world. Back in my world, things are boring and no fun at all. And not everyone is nice to you. You are all so nice and friendly here. This place is so much better than where I'm from. I wish I could stay here.
Just then, the rainbow and sun in Emma's room faded. On the wall, a gray cloud rose up from the floor to the ceiling, making the room a little dark. It was clear that Emma was upset by what Rebecca was saying.
I'm sorry you feel that way about your world, Rebecca. I wish I could visit there and see how different things are for you. But here is not that special. On this side of the forest, we try to keep things happy and fun. On the other side of the forest, a mean witch lives in a cabin. Sometimes, she comes and takes away all of the happiness.
Bridget started to chirp very loudly like she did before.
It's okay, Bridget. The Wicked Witch is not coming. Rebecca, we would all love for you to stay, but you should go back to your world. You will see how happy you really are there.
A wicked witch lives on the other side of the forest? That's scary. I would not want her in my world. I had a lot of fun with all of you today, my new friends.
We had a lot of fun with you too.
And everyone nodded and smiled in agreement.
And thank you for helping me find more treasure.
It was no problem, but I guess you are right. I may not like some things in my world, but not everything is perfect, even in other kinds of worlds. I should be going back, and I will miss you all.
We will miss you too, Rebecca.
And they all looked sad to see her go.
I don't know how to get back. Can anyone help me?
We don't know either, but it was a long day. So why don't you take a rest, and when you wake up, you will figure out how you can get back to your world.
Rebecca yawned.
You're right. I guess I can take a little nap.
And she fell right to sleep. When Rebecca woke up, she found herself sitting in class at her desk. The teacher was reading them a book, and she had fallen asleep. She was a little confused and looked around the room. It was all a dream? I can't believe it was all a dream, she thought. Rebecca noticed a gold star in front of her. She looked around at her classmates sitting in her group for the activity. Abby had a flower. Emma had a keychain with the letter E. Tommy had a tiny teddy bear. Roger had a lucky rabbit's foot. Bridget had the wind-up ballerina. Nora had the funny-looking sunglasses, and Franklin had a small snow globe. The teacher was reading a story, and some of the things sounded very familiar. The story was about a fairy, forest animals, a wicked witch, and a treasure hunt. After the teacher finished reading the story, the activity for the class was to have their own treasure hunt. They each had to hide the item they were given and draw a map. Rebecca laughed to herself. She looked around and was happy to be back in her own world. The magical forest was a fun adventure, but now along with her classmates, her new friends, Rebecca could go on a new adventure. The end.